Good afternoon. My name is Andrea Aleck. I'm the former health director for Tsleil-Waututh Nation for the Ćećəwət Leləm Helping House. I first met Corinne Andrews, and what was really important to me was understanding the consulting firm in our culture. We introduce ourselves, but we also talk about our heritage and our connections to people and to land. And what she had shared with me at that time was the gifting of the name that was placed upon the company. And that really resonated with me because that really aligns with our community and just as Indigenous people in general. We have a certain collective of knowledge, wisdom, and practices deeply rooted into our DNA. There are thoughts and patterns that we all generally share. So for me, my initial expectation was this is somebody that we could really align with to help us further the work that we need to do to represent our nation going forward. And there was really no learning curve here because our mindsets are the same, our respect for the things that we believe in, stewards of the land, and the unspoken respect that Indigenous people carry when they enter into different arenas and engagement, but also communities as well, is to come into communities and walk softly. So those were things that are really important for our community. One of the instrumental projects that we worked on at Tsleil-Waututh for the Healing House was the cultural framework. The cultural framework was based on our teachings around the cedar tree, but also one of the creation stories. That was really instrumental in developing this cultural framework that was based on our beliefs and the systems that we had in place pre-contact. It was absolutely fantastic to be able to share a lot of that information. The 4 directions and the 4 poles and posts within that structure represented every one of our departments and how we, no matter which one of these doors that we enter in, we utilize all of those services. Looking at that spiritual approach and traditional approach, it really resonated not only with myself, but the community and the staff. And it really helped as a teaching tool to assist the non-Indigenous staff to understand how we care for our community members with wraparound services in a culturally safe and culturally appropriate way. The impact that we had through this relationship is long lasting, and the document that we have developed is going to resonate, but also be something that can be used for many, many years. Some of the components and the services and some of these things in this cultural framework and document may change, but the foundational pieces will always stay the same. And this is why it is so important that we really develop our services and our frameworks and our own beliefs as opposed to the colonial structures that were handed down to us through our reporting requirements. These are tools that are self-governing and self-determining when we look at the methodology on how we care for our community. We think about things that are going to not only resonate with community, but things that are going to last. It really assisted a lot of not just other departments, but our elected leadership to understand how individuals in our community access and utilize services within our department. When we look at the data of the success of some of these projects and the things that we have done, it really does solidify that we are on the right track and we are the best individuals to be able to care for our own people and to really understand that the systems that they have in place are not and shouldn't be one template for everyone. And there's a lot of opportunity for government and regions to learn from First Nations communities. When we think about those discussions through this partnership, we have been able to elevate tables that we haven't been able to get on in the past and now sit at those tables as decision makers. Working with Kāhui was an absolute privilege, especially considering the knowledge that they have and that they hold and the successes that they've had in their own country, relaying that message that things that were never possible in the past are possible. And that really inspires us to continue to do better, to continue fighting, to continue to advocate, to continue to reaffirm once again that we are all on the right path. Yeah, I just can't say enough about how beautiful it is to be able to witness the successes that they have and bringing that knowledge and sharing that generously with our community. And I have been really inspired by the beauty of the culture that they carry within their company